has the same last name as the former head coach in Bruce Pearl, but it is Stephen Pearl making his regular season debut with the Auburn Tigers. They won their 2 exhibition games against Oklahoma State and against Memphis, but they played for real this time. For the real standings, they played Bethune-Cookman. They were a big favorite in the game. But, Patrick, they had to escape with this one.
Yeah, obviously coming into the season, we didn't know what we were going to see out of the Auburn Tigers. Obviously, you look at Tahad Pettiford. Can he grow into a bigger role this season? He had a breakout year as a freshman last year. What's going to happen? And then Keyshawn Hall, we didn't know what he was going to be coming over from UCF, and he drops 28 points in his Auburn debut. But, I mean, you look at it. Overtime against Bethune-Cookman, who, in my opinion, I think they're going to win the SWAC, and they're going to make the tournament, 95-90. But hang on. I'm looking at you, Auburn fans. Can you guys pump the brakes for like 2 seconds, please?
Okay.
I mean, I know you guys are up and at it because the football team didn't do anything this year. And now you're mad because, the Tigers, they're going to be bad
it's
this
just
year.
transferring energy at this point.
Man. The Tigers are going to be bad this year. It took until overtime to beat Bethune-Cookman. Please stop for like 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are we doing here?
Bethune-Cookman
played arguably the greatest game that they could have played in an opener.
Yeah,
I mean, they shot the lights out.
They were. I mean, they were red hot all game long.
Mm-hmm.
They were red hot all game long. I'll get their final numbers here in a minute. But at one point, they were like
54.5 from 3-point range.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, you were basically waiting. You're like, okay, yeah, they're shooting great, but when are they going to cool off? And they just never did.
Right.
But I mean, you knew there was going to be some regression. And Bethune-Cookman, I seriously think they're going to be a good team this year. But just give Stephen Pearl some time.
Give him a chance. I mean,
give him some time because if you don't, then you're going to set up him for failure.
Yeah. And I think it's really like a lazy thought to think, okay, well, Stephen Pearl he can't coach like Bruce because here we are taking Bethune-Cookman and they're taking us to overtime. I feel like that's a lazy thing because he even said, we're still figuring this thing out. Yeah, we're still figuring out all of our rotations. We're still figuring out who. Because keep in mind, Janai Broom won Player of the Year. I forgot which publication honored him, but you're missing the Player of the Year. Mm-hmm. You're missing another a huge force down low, down low in the post. Miles Kelly was a great shooter.
Kelly's really good.
Yeah, great shooter there on the outside. This is
Chad Baker-Mazara's got 8 years.
Yes.
He needs to get on LinkedIn pretty soon.
Exactly.
But I mean, you can look towards guys like Keyshawn Hall moving forward this season, so that way it doesn't feel like Tahad has to do everything. And honestly, I was pleasantly surprised with Keyshawn Hall. I got a chance to watch him in person last year when I was at West Virginia and UCF played the Mountaineers, and he looked pretty good. So I think he's going to be a major key for this Auburn team moving forward. But the question still stands, how are you going to replace Dylan Cardwell? How are you going to replace Janai Broom's offense and defensive efficiency? And it's to be seen.
Right.
I mean, you don't want to give up 90 points to Bethune-Cookman.
Right.
But it's a long season, and they've got a gauntlet to go through before they get into SEC play.
Yeah, they do. They did themselves no favors as far as it relates to the non-conference schedule. And I've heard both Nate Oates for Alabama and Stephen Oates say something about this hard scheduling because the committee does reward you towards the end of the season for playing these games. So you could finish 500 or maybe 10, 11 wins in your conference. You snipe off a few wins here, then you're good to go. But you see it. Number 2 Houston, number 7 Michigan, Arizona, who we just saw beat Florida, and the top
ranked team. They'll move up
team.
from 13.
Yeah. Oh, no question.
And then Purdue, number 1 in the country. We'll see if the Boilermakers are still number 1 in the country. But, I mean, as you mentioned, the committee favors a tough schedule.
Yep.
And there was some controversy last year. Oh, is Auburn really the number 1 overall team in the nation?
Right.
Go back to the Maui Invitational. And that was a big win.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think that paid off for them in the end, winning the Maui Invitational.
Yeah, right.
And honestly, outside of a first half scare to, I believe it was Alabama State in the first round. They looked pretty much unbeatable the rest of the way up until Florida.
Yeah, and Alabama State had the benefit of playing in the first 4 games, and I've always thought that those teams that play in the first 4, you're just rolling because you got that game already in you. But you mentioned the Maui Invitational, and that was huge. That was a huge turning point for this team because you play a tournament style. It's not like the regular season where you play on a Monday, on a Tuesday, and then on a Saturday, or a Thursday, Wednesday, and a Saturday. You're playing their, kind of tournament style. So it really helped them out for what was to come there in the NCAA tournament.
I'll pose this question to you.
Yeah.
Do you think Auburn can just run it back again this year? Do you think they can right the ship and get another one of these on your screen?
I don't know. I'll have to see this one play out. I don't think so as of right now. If I'm answering the question right now, I'm just going to say no because we knew going into the year they would have the leadership on the court. Janai Broome and, as you mentioned, Dylan Carwell. Miles Kelly came on as the year went through. So they basically had coaches that were on the floor coaching this basketball team, and that's where they made their run. I don't know if we have that as of right now this year for this basketball team. And Stephen Pearl has said that. So he is basically tempering expectations. And because he is, I think I am too with this basketball team. Now, they could just run the table and this just be a lot of like poor me's out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. I just think that this team might struggle a little bit from a wins and losses standpoint before we see that escalation. But I think that Stephen Pearl is okay with tight games against Bethune-Cookman, losing maybe some games early before the SEC opens.
I think a realistic projection for this Auburn team is if you make the Sweet 16, that's a win. Okay. That's honestly a win after losing so much of your veteran leadership last season. And you have guys like Tahad stepping up into a bigger role, Keyshawn Hall coming over from UCF. We still don't know what the rotations are going to look like for year one under Stephen Pearl. I seriously think Sweet 16, that's a win. I think Auburn gets in as a 6 or a 5 or a 6 team. I don't want to do the 6-7. That is just the most ridiculous thing in the world. Can we stop? Like, can we just stop it?
There are a lot of people out there wanting
to
just be
ban
like, that's one of those things where I've punted on even knowing what that's about. But then I heard it's either about a song or it's about nothing.
No, it's about a song, but who knows even what the song means about it? And it's just like, oh yeah, let's just find something else. But I guess the 9 plus 10. That was like the big thing.
Yeah,
back in, when I was in middle school.
Yeah, I'm about to say, tell these new kids to get their own thing.
Yeah,
we've already done the numbers thing. We've already done that numbers thing.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. I mean, we had cheese touch too back in the day.
So you see Auburn as to avoid 6-7. You see Auburn as anywhere from a 5 or a 7.
Yeah,
in the big dance.
Yeah, they'll make the tournament because the SEC is just loaded. As long as they're in the top half of the SEC, I don't see the SEC getting 14 teams in again. That was just ridiculous. Yeah. I could see 8 or 9 teams. Yeah. And if you're in the top half of that of the SEC, then you're getting into the tournament this year.
Absolutely, and I expect the exact same thing as well with this basketball team as they move forward. Bethune-Cookman, that game is now done, as you saw earlier from the graphic, a gauntlet of games ahead. If you're an Auburn fan, lots of must-watch basketball there for the Auburn Tigers going into this season.